Hi everyone, welcome to a Tess Academy YouTube video. This is part of our GCSE Biology revision lesson series. Today we'll run through adaptations. Remember, if you have any queries, please visit our website at tessonlineschool.com. Also, please suggest any feedback, improvements or suggestions to us through the website. Thank you. Firstly, what are adaptations? An adaptation is when an organism has special features, behaviors, or other characteristics that help it to survive and reproduce in its environment. These adaptations may be structural, behavioral, or functional. Let's look at the description and examples of each type. So firstly, structural adaptation. These are physical features of an organism that help it survive in its environment. An example could be a thick fur on animals that live in cold environments or sharp teeth in carnivorous animals. Behavioral adaptation are actions or behaviors that organisms exhibit to help them survive in their environment. An example of this could be migration of birds to warmer climates during the winter or hibernation of animals during the winter. Functional adaptations are biological processes within the organism to help it survive in its environment. An example of this could be the ability of bacteria to develop resistance to antibiotics through genetic mutations. Now let's look at an example of adaptation within polar bears. Remember that there are 3 different types of adaptations, including structural, behavioral, and functional adaptations. Let's identify each of these within the polar bear. Firstly, a structural adaptation. There is a thick layer of fat, otherwise known as blubber, under the skin of polar bears, which help it to stay warm within cold temperatures so that it's able to prey on other animals. A functional adaptation of polar bears could be that they have extremely good sense of smell and they are able to detect seals away from 1.6 kilometers. A behavioral adaptation could be that polar bears dig dens to protect themselves from cold winds. In your exam, it is very likely they will ask about adaptations, but in particular, it is very probable that they will focus on these particular examples. Let's look at what adaptations could look like in hot and cold regions. Within cold regions, animals have developed adaptations to help them survive in these harsh conditions. One structural adaptation is having a small surface area to volume ratio, which minimizes heat loss to their surroundings. For example, penguins and seals have a rounded shape, and the Arctic fox have small ears. This helps to massively reduce the surface area to volume ratio. Additionally, animals such as polar bears have a thick layer of fat, otherwise known as blubber or fur, which insulates them against the cold. Within desert regions, i.e. hot regions, animals have adapted to the limited water availability. Some have developed functional adaptations, such as specialized kidneys that produce highly concentrated urine to retain water. This means they reabsorb a lot of water and can keep recycling their water molecules. Others have developed behavioral adaptations, such as being active only during the early mornings, late evenings, or at night when it is cooler. Some animals have also developed structural adaptations, such as increasing their surface area to volume ratio to aid in heat loss. For example, African elephants have large ears, which increase their surface area and allows for more efficient heat loss. Furthermore, you need to be aware of extremophiles. Certain organisms have evolved to survive in environments that are extremely harsh, characterized by extreme temperatures, pressures, or high salt concentrations, etc. These organisms are known as extremophiles, and they possess unique adaptations that enable them to thrive in such extreme conditions. An example of this could be bacteria that live in very high temperatures, such as hot springs and deep-sea hydrothermal vents, are extremophiles. Let's now put our knowledge of adaptations to the test and have a go at a few exam questions, including this following multiple choice question. Have a go at this independently and return back to the video to add your corrections. The first question is, which of the following is an example of a behavioral adaptation? The answer is hibernation during winter. Remember, behavioral adaptations are actions or behaviors that organisms exhibit to help them survive in their environment. The next question is a 3-marker and an explain question. With these questions, you have to rely on your scientific recall and try to explain the why or how of a process or a concept using because or similar conjunctions. The question is, the beak of a bird is an example of structural adaptations. Explain how the beak of a bird is adapted to its environment. Now, let's go through the answer. Allow yourself 1 mark for each of the following. The first mark is for describing the specific feature of the bird's beak, for example, its shape, size, or structure. The second mark would be for explaining how these features of the beak help the bird to adapt to its environment. For example, you could say by enabling it to eat certain types of food, or to gather resources, or to interact with other organisms. The very last mark would be for providing an example of a bird with a specialized beak and how its beak is adapted to its environment. This is just a simple 1 marker, but you can see the importance of learning definitions as they are sometimes given as 1 markers and are very easy to attain. Define extremophiles. Award yourself 1 mark for the following definition. An extremophile is an organism that can survive in extreme environmental conditions. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you would like further support, we offer one-to-one sessions and group sessions for Key Stages 1, 2 and 3, along with specially formulated 11+, GCSE and A-level lessons. Further information can be accessed on our website at tessonlineschool.com. And if you would like further resources, advice and feedback, please contact us on the following numbers. Thank you.